Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the Thailand Elite Visa. Specifically, is it, a smart move if you're looking at buying property over there?
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're leaning heavily on insights from moveandstay.com. They've got, over 25 years experience in Asia?
That's right. Helping expats, business travelers, finding places to stay, workspaces, short-term, long-term. They really know the region.
They absolutely do. So their perspective on navigating long-term residency, particularly for potential property buyers in Thailand, is pretty valuable.
So our mission today really is to figure out if this Thailand Elite Visa is something you should seriously consider if Thai real estate is on your radar. We want to cut through the complexities, give you some clarity.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. What exactly is this Thailand Elite Visa? Is it just another visa?
Well, not quite. Think of it more like a membership program. It gives you long-term residency in Thailand, sure, but it also comes with a whole package of exclusive benefits, perks.
A membership, okay.
And what's really interesting and maybe counterintuitive is that you don't actually have to buy property to get the standard elite visa.
Oh, really? So it's not like some golden visa directly tied to buying a house.
Exactly. Which makes it quite appealing. Even if you're just testing the water, still exploring the property market, it gives you that long-term foothold while you figure things out.
That's a really useful distinction. So even if you're just thinking about that condo, this could be relevant. The moveandstay.com piece mentioned different packages.
Yeah, there are various tiers. They differ mainly in how long they're valid for.
Yeah.
You've got options from 5 years right up to 20 years.
20 years, wow.
Yeah, and actually the longer the term, the more benefit generally. But the core idea across all of them is to offer a smoother, kind of hassle-free way for people wanting to spend significant time in Thailand.
So it's popular for that reason, less bureaucratic hassle.
It really is. It avoids a lot of the typical visa run stress or the complex paperwork you might face with other long-term options.
Okay, so let's connect it directly to property buyers then. If you are planning to buy, what are the concrete advantages here?
Well, several key things. First, like we touched on, it just simplifies getting that long-term residency sorted, which frankly can be a big hurdle for foreigners. Then you get the exclusive services, things like expedited immigration at the airport, skipping those long queues.
That alone sounds tempting.
Right. And help with opening Thai bank accounts. That's often crucial when you're dealing with large sums for property purchases. Plus, discounts in various places, other little perks.
Okay. Now, the moveandstay.com article mentioned an old Thailand Elite property visa that isn't around anymore. What was that about?
Ah, yes. That specific one did require a property purchase. I think it was a minimum of 10 million baht.
Right.
But that specific program was discontinued. The current standard Elite Visa doesn't have that property purchase requirement.
So how does the current one still help property buyers then?
It supports them by providing that stable long-term residency. If you've bought a place, you obviously want to be able to stay there easily, right? This visa facilitates that.
Makes sense.
Plus, as moveandstay.com points out, having that kind of long-term visa demonstrates a level of commitment when you're interacting locally, which can sometimes smooth things over.
Yeah, I can see that. It shows you're not just passing through. Okay, who can actually get this visa? What are the eligibility criteria?
Well, interestingly, moveandstay.com highlights there aren't strict age limits like some retirement visas have.
Right.
But you absolutely need a clean criminal record.
Okay, standard stuff.
And no history of overstaying visas in Thailand. That's a big one. But the main thing really is the membership fee.
Ah, the cost. How much are we talking?
It varies depending on the package. The article uses the 5-year gold membership as an example, which is around 900,000 Thai baht. So it's a significant upfront investment.
900,000 baht for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And while owning property isn't required, moveandstay.com hinted it might help your application.
Exactly. It's not a formal requirement, but think about it. If you've already invested in property, it shows a genuine interest, a real tie to Thailand. It just adds weight, demonstrating you're serious about residing there. MoveAndStay.com's experience probably shows this helps signal commitment.
Okay. Now, moveandstay.com also talked about other residency options that can be linked to property, sort of beyond the Elite Visa. Let's touch on those. The long-term resident or LTR visa.
Right, the LTR. This one's newer and really geared towards folks serious about making Thailand a long-term home. And here's the key link for property owners. MoveAndStay.com points out that owning property can significantly boost your LTR application.
How so?
It acts as strong evidence of your commitment, your financial stability, and gives a very concrete reason for wanting to live there long term. It's not just a holiday home.
Got it. It solidifies your case. And the LTR visa itself, what are its key features?
It offers a long validity, up to 10 years, which is great. And it comes with its own benefits, like streamlined immigration and potential tax advantages.
Tax advantages, interesting.
Yes, although that's complex. MoveAndStay.com also notes there are different LTR categories: wealthy global citizens, retirees, remote workers, skilled professionals, each with specific financial thresholds or requirements. So it's less straightforward than the Elite Visa's membership fee structure.
Okay, more hoops to jump through potentially. What about the business and investor visa? Where does property fit in there, according to MoveAndStay.com?
This visa is for people actually starting or investing in a Thai business. And again, owning property can be a real plus. It shows you're making a tangible investment in the country.
Beyond just the business itself.
Precisely. MoveAndStay.com had a good example, buying, say, Seaview land in Phuket to develop it. That kind of property ownership directly aligns with the visa's purpose. It demonstrates serious economic engagement.
And this one lets you work legally.
Yes, it allows you to work and run your business, and it's renewable based on the business's ongoing success. Property ownership just strengthens that picture of serious long-term investment.
Okay, and one more mention by MoveAndStay.com. The Category 0 non-immigrant visa. Sounds a bit vague.
It is a bit broader. It covers reasons for staying that aren't tourism or standard employment, things like retirement, study, or, yes, owning property.
So property can be a reason for this one.
It can strengthen the application. It shows you have a legitimate reason to be there, a place to live, reducing concerns about overstaying. MoveAndStay.com's experience likely covers helping people use this route.
But it shows you have roots there.
Exactly. A vested interest. The article does note this visa often requires reporting to immigration every 90 days, unless you get an extension. And it's sometimes used by investors setting up a business presence, where owning property provides a solid base.
Right, so several routes where property ownership helps, even if it's not the primary requirement. But what about actually buying the property? MoveAndStay.com must have insights on the limitations for foreigners.
Oh, absolutely. This is critical, and where MoveAndStay.com's advice is invaluable. The big one. Foreigners generally cannot directly own land in Thailand. Freehold land ownership is typically reserved for Thai nationals.
Okay, that's a major point. Why is that?
It's primarily government policy to protect citizens' land rights and manage development. So you can't just buy a plot of land in your own name, usually.
So how do foreigners buy houses or villas then? What are the workarounds MoveAndStay.com advises on?
There are a few main ways. Leasehold is very common. You lease the land for a long term, typically 30 years, often with options to renew.
A long-term rental of the land itself.
Essentially, yes. Another way, more complex and needing careful legal setup, is forming a Thai limited company. The company, which must be majority Thai-owned, can then own the land. You'd be a shareholder.
That sounds complicated.
It requires very careful structuring. And then the third main option is buying a condominium unit, which operates under different rules.
And MoveAndStay.com strongly advises getting legal help for all this.
Absolutely, and rightly so. The legal side is intricate. You absolutely need a good Thai property lawyer to navigate the regulations, whether it's leaseholds or company structures, to make sure everything's above board and your investment is secure. MoveAndStay.com would definitely push this.
Okay, so condos are different. How does that work for foreigners, according to MoveAndStay.com?
Condos are generally easier. Foreigners can own condominium units outright, in their own name freehold.
Ah, okay. That's much simpler. Any catches?
Yes, there's a key restriction. The 49% rule. In any single condominium building, foreigners can collectively own no more than 49% of the total unit space. The majority, 51%, must remain in Thai ownership.
So you need to check the foreign quota in a building you're interested in.
Precisely. A good agent, or someone like MoveAndStay.com, could help you verify that. It's crucial.
Got it. And just to recap the alternatives for landed property again, based on the MoveAndStay.com article?
Sure. For land itself, it's mainly leasehold that 30-year term, potentially renewable. For houses or villas built on land, you typically lease the land they sit on. The article mentioned potential renewals up to a theoretical maximum of 90 years for these leases.
90 years is a long time.
It is, but the renewal process needs careful legal handling. And then there's the Thai limited company route we mentioned, where the company owns the land and you're a minority shareholder. Again, complex, needs expert advice. MoveAndStay.com likely guides clients through the pros and cons carefully.
Okay, that clarifies the ownership structures. Let's shift back to the Elite Visa specifically and talk money. What are the financial implications drawing on moveandstay.com's info?
Well, the first point moveandstay.com would make is the membership cost itself. It's positioned as a premium service, and, well, it has a premium price tag. That upfront fee is the main financial hurdle.
And we mentioned the 5-year gold one was around 900,000 though.
Yes, that was the example in the article. Longer memberships, like Platinum, for 10 years, will cost more. It's really important to check the official Thailand Elite website or an authorized agent for the absolute latest pricing, as these things can change.
Good point. Any other costs?
MoveAndStay.com also suggests looking out for promotions. Sometimes application fees might be waived, for instance, but the main cost is that membership fee.
Okay. And just to be crystal clear, based on moveandstay.com's info, does the standard Elite Visa require you to invest a certain amount in property?
No, it doesn't. That's a key distinction. The visa facilitates life as a property owner by simplifying your long-term stay, but it doesn't mandate property investment itself. It's about synergy. The visa helps you enjoy the property you've chosen to buy. For those in the luxury market, moveandstay.com likely sees it as part of the package for a smooth lifestyle.
Got it. What about taxes? If you have the Elite Visa and own property, are you off the hook? Moveandstay.com probably advises clients here too.
Absolutely not. And moveandstay.com would be very clear on this. Holding an Elite Visa doesn't change your tax obligations in Thailand. You're still subject to Thai tax law like any other resident.
So income earned in Thailand is taxed?
Generally, yes. And even foreign-sourced income might be taxable depending on how long you're resident and other factors. The article mentions checking double taxation agreements between Thailand and your home country, too.
So it's definitely not a tax dodge.
No, not at all. The Elite Visa is about residency convenience, not tax exemption. Consulting a qualified Thai tax advisor is absolutely essential. Think of moveandstay.com as helping with the living arrangements. Tax is a separate, specialized field.
Makes sense. Okay, beyond the practicalities and finances, what about the lifestyle benefits? Moveandstay.com likely highlights these as key selling points.
Oh, definitely. These are a big part of the appeal. The program comes with access to exclusive services designed to make everything smoother, more, well, pleasant. A VIP experience for long-term stays.
Like what specifically? What would a property owner really appreciate?
The airport assistance is huge. Being met off the plane, whisked through immigration via fast track, and escorted to your transport, especially if you travel back and forth a lot.
That sounds fantastic.
Then there's the concierge service, elite personal assistants. They can handle bookings, reservations, maybe even help liaise on some property-related admin tasks. And government liaison support, help dealing with immigration, 90-day reporting if needed, other paperwork.
Bureaucracy busting.
Pretty much. The goal, as moveandstay.com would emphasize, is a hassle-free experience. Help with visa extensions, opening bank accounts, things that are vital for property owners.
Sounds genuinely useful. What about travel perks beyond arrival?
Yes, faster passport processing generally. The visa itself is multiple entry, so you can come and go easily without reapplying each time, perfect for property owners who split their time.
Right.
And depending on the membership level, you might get airport lounge access too. Plus, just the peace of mind of having that long-term 5, 10, or 20-year right to stay.
And moveandstay.com also mentioned networking. How does that work?
The program organizes exclusive events, social gatherings, business seminars. It's a chance to meet other members, both expats and influential locals. For property owners, this could lead to finding reliable contractors, getting tips, maybe even business opportunities.
Building a community?
Exactly. Integrating, making connections. MoveAndStay.com knows that's important for expats settling in.
Okay, great insights on the visa benefits. Now, the moveandstay.com article also gave advice on the property market itself. What about choosing the right property?
Yeah, crucial advice there. They stress really thinking about your needs, your lifestyle, city condo buzz, or quiet beach villa. Location, amenities, future plans, all key.
And budget, obviously.
Absolutely. Wow. Factor in ongoing costs too, maintenance, taxes, not just the purchase price. MoveAndStay.com advises thorough research on areas, values, and definitely visiting multiple properties before deciding. Don't rush it.
Sound advice anywhere, really. What about using real estate agents in Thailand? Any tips from MoveAndStay.com's perspective?
Choose wisely is the main message. Make sure they're licensed, reputable, ask for references, check their experience.
Due diligence on the agent, too.
Definitely. And make sure they genuinely understand what you're looking for and your budgets. You're not wasting time seeing unsuitable places. A good agent, as moveandstay.com knows, can be invaluable, but a bad one.
Well, understood. And keeping up with market trends.
Essential for any big investment. The Thai market fluctuates. MoveAndStay.com points out things like economic growth, interest rates, government policies, they all have an impact. New infrastructure can boost prices in an area. Currency swings affect affordability for foreign buyers like you. MoveAndStay.com, being there long-term, helps clients track this.
So it's a dynamic situation. Now let's talk challenges. MoveAndStay.com must see foreign investors run into issues sometimes. What are the main ones?
Legal complications are top of the list. That restriction on owning land directly, navigating leases, the complexities of setting up a Thai company if you go that route, the condo ownership limits.
It all comes back to the legal side.
It really does. Which is why MoveAndStay.com, based on years of experience, hammers home the need for a qualified Thai property lawyer. It's just not something to DIY.
What else? Any cultural hurdles?
Yes, cultural differences can sometimes be a factor. Business practices, communication styles, negotiation tactics might be different from what you're used to. The article advises patience, respect, trying to understand local customs. MoveAndStay.com likely helps prep clients for this.
Good advice. And market volatility.
Always a risk in property. Economic shifts, political situations, they can all impact demand and prices. MoveAndStay.com stresses research, understanding trends, maybe diversifying if possible. They even included a table showing how things like an economic slowdown or political instability could affect the market. Currency fluctuations are a constant factor for overseas buyers, too.
So opportunities, yes, but be aware of the risks. MoveAndStay.com seems to offer a balanced view. Okay, let's compare the Elite Visa again. How does it stack up against the Smart Visa based on the article?
Very different beasts. The Smart Visa is specifically for highly skilled people in targeted tech or science industries, or top executives. It's tied directly to your job or specific business venture in those fields.
So not really for a retiree buying a condo or a general investor?
Generally, no. If you stop working in that specific role, you could lose the visa. It's about bringing specific expertise in, not general residency or property investment, unlike the Elite Visa's focus.
Okay. And comparing Elite Visa versus the LTR Visa again more closely this time.
Both offer long stays and some VIP perks, but the LTR has those distinct categories. Wealthy individuals, pensioners, remote workers, skilled pros, each with specific, often quite high financial thresholds or income requirements you have to prove and maintain.
Whereas the Elite Visa is mainly the upfront fee.
Correct. The Elite Visa is simpler in that regard. Pay the membership fee, meet the basic checks, and you don't have those ongoing income or asset proof requirements. So as MoveAndStay.com likely advises, the best choice depends heavily on your personal financial situation and goals.
Can we quickly summarize the pros and cons of each based on the MoveAndStay.com breakdown? Elite Visa first.
Elite Visa pros. Relatively easy application, long stay, no ongoing financial hoops after the fee, VIP services. Cons, expensive upfront, doesn't lead to permanent residency, limited work rights.
Okay. Smart Visa.
Pros, good for specialists in target industries. Cons, tied to a specific job sector, strict eligibility, not for general investors or retirees.
And the LTR Visa.
Pros, long stay, different categories available, potential tax benefits. Cons, complex application, high financial threshold, ongoing reporting needed. So MoveAndStay.com's conclusion seems right. For property buyers just wanting a hassle-free long stay with perks and who can afford the fee, the Elite Visa is often very attractive.
Right, makes sense. So if you do decide on the Elite Visa, what's the actual application process like? According to MoveAndStay.com.
It's designed to be pretty straightforward. You complete the application form, get it from an official agent or the website, gather your documents, submit it all, then wait for approval.
Can you do it from home before you even travel?
Yes, that's a big plus. You can usually handle the whole application from overseas. MoveAndStay.com probably helps lots of clients do just that.
And the documents needed. Pretty standard stuff.
Mostly. Copy of your passport needs at least 6 months validity. A passport photo. Copy of your current Thai visa if you have one. Details of your recent entry exits. Basic identity and immigration history verification.
And how long does it all take?
Generally, MoveAndStay.com suggests allowing about 1 to 3 months for the initial approval after submission. Once approved, you get a letter, you pay the fee, your visa is confirmed, then you book your travel, and you get that VIP welcome on arrival.
Seems manageable. Now, MoveAndStay.com included some success stories to illustrate all this. Can you share one?
Yeah, they mentioned a British couple, the Davies, retiring to a villa in Phuket. They found the Elite Visa made things like opening bank accounts and dealing with authorities much easier, and they really valued the concierge service for helping navigate local property law issues.
Using the concierge for practical property help. Nice. Any direct quotes from investors in the article?
Yes, a few good ones. One person said, the Elite Visa made buying a condo in Bangkok so much simpler. No usual visa hassles. Another felt the long-term residency gave me the confidence to invest. And someone else loved the VIP treatment at the airport, saying it makes travel to and from my property a breeze.
Those really capture the convenience factor. What were the main lessons learned from these stories, according to moveandstay.com?
Number one, do your homework on the property market and the legal stuff. Number two, use the visa services, like the concierge. And number three, think long-term. How does the visa fit your overall plan? Success comes from planning, due diligence, and using the visa's benefits wisely.
Solid advice. Okay, finally, looking ahead, what did moveandstay.com say about the future of the Elite Visa program? Any potential changes?
Well, like any government program, things can change eligibility, fees, benefits. They advise keeping an eye on official announcements. The program has evolved before.
To stay competitive.
Exactly. The goal is to attract affluent people to invest and spend, including in property. So they need to keep it attractive compared to other countries' offers. Its future likely depends on its success, the Thai economy, stability, the usual factors.
Makes sense.
MoveAndStay.com suggests it's likely to continue evolving, maybe with new options or better services. But, visa programs anywhere can be reviewed, so having a plan B is never a bad idea for long-term moves. They recommend checking their website, moveandstay.com, for the latest updates on navigating these options in Asia.
A great resource. Okay, let's wrap this up. Based on this deep dive, drawing from moveandstay.com's expertise, is the Thailand Elite Visa a good call for property buyers? What's the bottom line?
I think the bottom line is it can be a very valuable tool, especially if you prioritize convenience, long-term residency without constant hoops, and those VIP services. It definitely smooths the path for enjoying your property investment. But it's a significant upfront cost.
Yeah.
And it doesn't solve the underlying complexities of foreign property ownership law in Thailand. You still need that legal advice. You still need to understand the market. It's a facilitator, not a magic wand.
So research is absolutely key. Check out resources like moveandstay.com. Weigh your options carefully.
Absolutely. Understand the full picture before you commit.
Right. And that leads us to a final thought for you, our listeners. Thinking about the insights from moveandstay.com and the changing world of long-term stays in Asia, beyond the visa and the property itself, what other factors, maybe personal, maybe financial, maybe cultural, should you really prioritize when planning a big move abroad like this? Definitely something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.